Hi there, welcome to Gaming Long Plays. This is a new episode that I'm trying out, and I hopefully will do this more in the future. I really do hope you guys gonna enjoy what I'm going to serve to you guys. So anyway, the first Nintendo Switch game I actually recorded was the Mummy Demastered, which is also the first game I'm gonna talk to you guys about. It's been developed and published by Way Forward, and it was released back in 2017 October. It's based on the same it's based on the movie with the same name. That's what I were going to say. With actors like Tom Cruise, Sofia Boutella, Annabelle Wallis, and Russell Crowe. The movie wasn't met with huge success that Universal had hoped for, but to be honest, I actually did enjoy watching it, and it's an okay movie if you ask me. I kind of liked it. However, it's kind of sick because the tie-in game for the movie is actually way better than the movie, and that is something that's not usually the case with games that's based on movies. So anyway, my journey with the game started out when I found it on the Nintendo shop, eShop. I saw it and I kind of like just entered and looked at the trailer, and I kind of was hooked early back then. Sorry, I was hooked already with the first trailer, but I kind of did a little bit more backtracking, or not backtracking, studying, or not studying either, what the hell. So I did a little bit more background check, that's kind of what I wanted to say. Background check where I checked out gameplay videos on YouTube, and it kind of only took one or two, and I was hooked for life. Kind of, not hooked for life, but yeah. So I actually went back to the Nintendo eShop and bought it straight away. And I started playing it, and it was not difficult, or I kind of thought it was difficult because I died on the second location, like I kind of died on the second location, and when you die, your corpse get reanimated, and you need to beat it to get back all the things that you had carried on yourself. So I spawned back. Found my corpse, and it killed me. So I kind of died 2 or 3 times on my old corpse, which made the game kind of difficult. So I shut down the game, and I were like, oh no, I'm not gonna play this in quite some time, because I were playing something else back then. But then it hit me when I was trying to sleep that, no, let's freaking do this. Let's do a YouTube video of me beating the game. And I went back to actually play it, and I'm so freaking happy right now that I actually did it, because I had a blast from the start to the end of the game. So what I'm going to do now is I actually did replay this game now in 2024 and enjoyed it quite a lot again. But anyway, what's the story of the game? So you're playing as an unnamed prodigium soldier under the direct command of Dr. Henry Jekyll, the Russell Crowe character from the movie. Your mission is to fight the evil forces of Princess Amanit, who kind of looks like Sofia Boutella, because that's her character in the movie. So without spoiling the story too much, is you're going to kill a lot of evil dudes, monsters, mummies, and so on and so on and so on, and insects, of course. But the story isn't that. It isn't a huge story, so don't enter this game and think you will get a full-fledged story that will blow your mind. It's not. It's a Metroidvania game with fun game mechanics instead. Well, the graphics then. What about the graphics? Well, the game is a demaster, which means the game is a demaster, which means they have gone back in time to do the pixel art, or going back to like 16-bit era like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis graphics. Way more detailed though. And the graphic is so freaking awesome. I really do love this kind of graphics where it's pixel art. It's awesome with, or not awesome, but it's filled with detail. The background is amazing. The character designs, enemy designs is just spectacular. So I often found myself standing still and just taking in the backgrounds of the game, which were awesome. And this is why I get reminded to why I do hold Super Nintendo so high. It's because the music, it's because the graphics, everything is falling to pieces. Everything is so freaking well done, and I really do enjoy it. Something that I've noticed is that developers are now creating more games with pixelated art, and I do believe it's cheaper than to actually do a AAA game with realistic graphics, but I think also it's a way for them to kind of explore what they can do with their game, create, let's say, use their imaginary to kind of test out new ideas, if you know what I mean. It's easier for indie studios to actually make great games with new game mechanics that we haven't seen before than it is for a AAA game studio to do it. That's one way I think it is, at least. So let's go to the audio and soundtrack of the game. And one thing that can make a game go a long way is the soundtrack. If the game has an awesome soundtrack, it can make me long to get back to play the game again and experience the music again. And if the soundtrack is good, I will go around and listen to it on my Spotify account. And it also connects memories of the game with the help of the soundtrack. That means if I hear a specific song, I can almost pinpoint what I felt back when I heard it for the first time, happiness, sadness, and so on. And so let's get back to the Demastered. The soundtrack from the game is awesome. I love it, and play it regularly on my way to the work. There's a specific song that I love hearing, and the reason for it that is that where you are in the game, when you hear it for the first time, the song or I'm talking about is Arid Euphony by Monomer. It really paints the picture of a kind of distress, yet a hero is on his way to rescue the world, and it's just one of so many awesome tunes of the game. So let's get back to gameplay. So what can you as a player expect when booting up this game? A classic Metroidvania game with tons of exploring and backtracking, of course, but that's the charm of these kinds of games. Finding an area where you can't progress until you have a new ability or a new gear that helps you progress through that specific point. I kind of love those kinds of games, and I get encouraged to keep exploring when finding a new ability, and to find a new ability and see what I can do with it. However, one thing that really sticks out from other Metroidvania games is something I already talked about a little bit, is that when you die, your old corpse gets reanimated and it starts to hunt you from in the place where you died. And the thing is, it's not only that, but it's also the inventory you had on your old agent is also carried by him. And to get it back, you need to kill this old agent's reanimated corpse to get back all the inventory you had before. And you can actually carry the main gun, which has unlimited ammo, but it's not a super strong weapon. But then you can carry two special weapons, like machine gun, flamethrower, and so on. And you can carry grenades, Molotov cocktails, C4, and all that. And if you die, you lose all that, and you need to get it back with your pea shooter. I call it a pea shooter because it's the main gun. And that can be difficult. if you do not control the environment. And if you die on an environment where Mummy keeps on rising up from the ground, or zombies, and there comes crows or something flying all the time, it can be really difficult to get your stuff back. But that's the charm of the game. I kind of like that. There's also, of course, power-ups which you can collect, like health upgrade, ammo upgrade, weapon upgrades, scrolls which gave you, the player, new skills like climbing in the ceiling and stuff like that. There's also scrolls which makes you, that buff you as a player. You can get better, more weapon damage, you can get like no knockback damage and so on. But there's also something else that you can collect. There's 50 relics spread out in the map, and to find them, you need to find them all to get 100%. But the thing is, they do not unlock anything, and that kind of sucks, to be honest, because it's not that difficult to find all those 50 relics. But if you do, as me, replay the game where you already collected the 50 relics before and gotten the achievement for it, there's no reason why to do it. And on playing on Nintendo Switch, you have no achievements on that one, so it's totally useless to do it. You do not unlock anything, and that kind of sucks. It kind of drags the game down a little bit, if you ask me. So when I started to replay this game, and the soundtrack was playing in the background, it really hit me how much I love to return to this game. It's not a long game per se, but it took me like 5 hours the first time to beat it, getting 100%, and this time it took me like 3 to 4 hours to beat it and get 100%. So it's not a long game, but what you will get if you choose to play the game is 100% nostalgia fever blended with an awesome soundtrack and fun gameplay, which makes this game really replayable. And if you've done it like me and played it back in October 2017 and haven't touched the game yet since then, do please replay it. It's an awesome game. And all the things I've spoken about today about the Mummy Demastered is showing what a cool story from a Hollywood movie could really be like in a video game, and if it's done correctly. And when I first played through the game, I kind of felt like it was quite difficult, but now that I played for the second time, I kind of feel like it's how could I feel like this is difficult? Because it's not. It's kind of easy game, I would say. I only died once on my playthrough this time, and I only died once on my first playthrough as well. And if you never die, you get a secret ending. I think there's like 3 endings of the game or something. So what I'm gonna try to do next time I play the game is not dying once to get the secret 3rd ending, which would be kind of cool to see actually. But anyway, my rating of the game is 9 out of 10, and the reason why it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 from me is because the relics kind of drags down, because they have implemented a collectible thing to reward us for doing it. It kind of sucks not rewarding the player for going the extra mile to collect all these 50 relics, and that kind of sucks. And it's kind of short game. I would have loved to be if it would have been a little bit longer. And another thing that I remember when I play this game now, replay the game now, is way back in 2017 when I played it for the first time. Universal had this great idea where they would do a monsters universe, kind of like Marvel did with the Avengers and all that, those superheroes, Marvelverse, but it didn't really connect with the people, so Universal's kind of scrapped that idea. But they did release a Dracula movie, a Dracula Untold or something I think it's called, where we see Vlad the Impaler background story before he becomes a vampire and all that. That would have been an awesome game idea to create and do the same as they did with the Mummy Demastered. Why not do Dracula Untold Demastered? Wait for it, that would have been cool if you see this. I would have loved to play a Metroidvania game of that kind of game, where you play as Dracula. But I really do recommend you guys to play this game, especially this summer. If there's a rainy day, just put this in and sit and play for like 5 hours and you have beaten the game. It's not a long game, but it's filled with tons of good music, awesome gameplay, and great graphics. So I really do recommend it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'm really looking forward to release more of these kind of videos. My goal is to get at least 1 or 2 out each month. At least one per week would have been cool to have, but I do know I do not have that much of time to do it, but it would have been cool though. Until next time, have a great evening, and don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button, and don't forget about the little bell to get notified when I do release another video. Until then, have a nice and awesome summer everyone. Bye!